Well, I grew up in the city, didn't care for country much. Took a minute to hear Willie Waylon, Cash, and Chris and such. But I'm mostly open-minded, and if you bait me, I might bite. Like that pretty dime once upon a time that just happened to walk by. She moved like bluegrass in the breeze, cotton dress up past her knees, boots made kissing 5'3", something easy. And she looked California good, from her trunk up to her hood. Kept me straight as them Edwards on fellas and hear me. Yeah, it was the day I gave my heart to country. No, I never rode a tractor, never seen a rodeo. I ain't trying to be a cowboy like them clowns on Music Row. Won't be singing about whiskey, but I'll tell you what sounds nice. Those swinging hips and lips that taste like sweet tea on crushed ice. She moved like bluegrass in the breeze, cotton dress up past her knees, boots made kissing 5'3", something easy. And she looked California good, from her trunk up to her hood. Kept me straight as them Redwoods on feathers to hear me. Yeah, that was the day I gave my heart to country. I've had a lot of lovers, if you know it's true. And now black's my favorite color, but I'm 50 shades of blue. And when I get down to thinking why I can't get moving on, this achy heart just breaks apart and makes a country song. She moved like bluegrass in the breeze, cotton dress up past her knees, boots made kissing 5'3", something easy. And she looked California good, from her trunk up to her hood. Kept me straight as them Redwoods on fellas to hear me. She smiled at bright as Georgia sun, turned those mountains into mud, shook the world when she would come up underneath me. I would've kept her if I could, guess what's left of her is good, like some reclaimed piece of wood. Hell, I got the memory of the day I gave my heart to country. Yeah, that was the day I gave my heart to country. Yeah, that was the day I gave my heart to country. Oh, yeah. Oh. Well, you're gone for good, but I ain't afraid. I never thought I would keep tending this grave, but even the darkest day, they can't hide the light. And I know your world's away, but I can feel you tonight. Certain as the sun rise, steady as the tide rolls in. can hear me, listen. I love you, I miss you. And tell me how could I forget you? Well, you're gone for good, but I ain't alone. I never thought I should keep bending these bones, but even the weakest wind still whispers your song. From whatever world you're in, I'll keep singing along. Certain as the sunrise, steady as the tide rolls in. If you can hear me, listen. I love you, I miss you. And tell me how could I forget you? Well, you're gone for good, but I ain't a fool. I never thought I could keep it this cool. But baby, I can't pretend that everything's fine when those arms you're sleeping in, yeah, they're no longer mine. Certain as a sunrise, oh, shady as a tide rolls in. If you can hear me, listen. I love you, I miss you. And tell me how could I forget you when the stars die? Oh, and the moon wears thin. If you can hear me, listen. I love you, I miss you. And tell me how could I forget you? I love you, I miss you. Tell me how could I forget you? Well, you're gone for good, but I ain't to blame. Kyle Matthew, 2 T's, no S. Yeah, I thought I was doing just fine. Didn't know what I was missing. I've heard it said half the battle in life is remembering what you're forgetting. And that's when you walked on by, sat right down, stole my eyes. I said it once and I'll say it twice. The dead in me was risen. So tell me, baby, is this how it feels when the stars align and the love is real? Like it was something that we did before, when two worlds collide and make an open door. It's the stuff of dreams, and crazy as it seems, but when I think about us last night, I swear we were lovers in a past life. Here I was gonna walk on by, and oh no, you wouldn't let me. Next thing I knew, our fingers were tied, and we started dancing slowly. Your body on my bones, turning loud, burning low. Your sunny lips pressed up on mine. Oh, when the rest was history. Well, tell me, baby, is this how it feels when the stars align and the love is real? Like it was something that we did before, when the worlds collide or make an open door. And it's the stuff of dreams, and crazy as it seems, but when I think about us last night, I swear we were lovers in a past life. And maybe I don't understand the magic you exercise when you made a one-night stand feel like a lifetime. And maybe I don't wanna end this make-believe time could be bending, and keep pretending we're just lovers in disguise. And crazy as it seems, but when I think about us last night, I swear we were lovers in a past life. Oh, we were lovers in a past life. Yeah, it's the stuff of dreams, and crazy as it seems, but when I think about us last night, I swear we were lovers in a past life. We were lovers in a past life.
Welcome everyone to Soundville Recording Studios here in Nashville, Tennessee. Such a beautiful facility, and I'm with such a beautiful man. I'm with Kyle Matthew with 2 T's, which he likes to point out so eloquently. Got a chance to listen to Kyle Matthew sing some of his original songs and some covers. He's a 90s ballad guy, as he stated himself. So we're just gonna talk and have a nice conversation with Mr. Kyle Matthew about, I don't even know where you're from. You said that you were a firefighter, though.
I've got to jump in first and say 2 T's, no S. Because everyone thinks Dave Matthews, right? And they hear Matthews.
Okay.
But it's just Matthew.
Kyle
2
Matthew.
T's, no S.
What came first for you, the singing or the playing, or both?
The singing.
Really?
Yeah, so my mom and dad, both musical, both play a little bit guitar, so.
Oh, that's nice.
They had me singing.
Professionally?
No, like I'm talking like 2 years old, had me singing.
No, were your mom and dad, did they sing professionally?
No, hobbyists,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
And it started me on guitar when I was 5. And I kind of knew since then that I wanted to be a rock star.
That's cool.
No.
Are you a solo act, or do you play with a band as well?
Currently play solo.
Okay, but you've done band stuff before.
I have in the past, yeah.
So you came from Green Bay, but you weren't born in Green Bay. You were?
Yeah, born and
raised.
raised.
And then when did you come here?
It'll be 2 years this autumn.
So did you just come from Green Bay, or did you have another stop along the way?
No other stop. So going back, rewinding just a little bit. So in a former life, I was a big city firefighter for the city of Minneapolis, which is where this lovely lady's from. And you know, it's cool. I had some mentors in my early 20s. This is actually part of my story.
Where in Minneapolis, though?
Minneapolis.
Like
the
where?
City of Minneapolis.
I know, but I mean, clearly.
Where did I live in Minneapolis?
Yeah.
So Phillips neighborhood first.
Where's that?
It's just south of
It's South Minneapolis?
ish, but it's like it's close. It's near the U of M.
You are from Minneapolis. You're from Green Bay, but you moved to Minneapolis. You had some mentors that meant well, because everybody always wants you to have that backup plan, because they're scared they're scared themselves to go after their dreams.
Yeah, and let's be honest, it's tough to make a living in music.
It is, but we'll
it's
talk
risky,
about that,
yeah.
because you're actually really fluid at your pitch and letting people know where to find you and that you do this for a living. So you had some people that were maybe not as supportive as they could have been, but they meant well. Segue into that.
Yeah, and so it kind of sent me down this path of kind of suppressing what I felt like I was born to do.
Okay.
What I knew when I was 5, when I first picked up the guitar, into finding an alternate sort of purpose in life, right? So Firefighter, then corporate America. Eventually spun off to do my own like independent consulting for businesses. And then at that point in time, I was like, I remember waking up one day and I was like, I'm really good at what I do, but I don't love it. And it's like when you suppress the thing that you're called to do in life, it's like holding a beach ball into the water. Really easy at first, but damn, does it get hard after a while. And then finally, you don't have the strength to do it anymore. It just comes up. And I knew like then, I was like, boom. So I had moved out to Idaho, Coeur d'Alene area, beautiful area. Had always had a sort of fascination with the mountains, but never lived out there. And so this was during COVID. I worked remotely so I could go wherever I wanted to. Stumbled across Coeur d'Alene, moved out that way.
Stumbled across what?
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Okay.
It's a city across the border of Spokane, Washington.
I love it.
Beautiful area. One of the top 5 most beautiful lakes in the world.
Okay.
Voted. Anyway. And started doing music out there. And then I was like, look, if you're going to be a coconut farmer, don't live in Canada. You know, I'm probably more of an LA guy geographically. I love the beach, love the mountains.
Got it.
But I had a gut feeling that I should be a Nash and moved here about 2 years ago.
That's really cool. Yeah. I'm trying to remember, you said South Minneapolis. What year, like what years were you there?
That would have been like 2011, summer of 2011 through probably 17 or 18, early 18.
I'm just trying to figure out if Station 14 in North Minneapolis was there then, if that was gone.
No, it was.
It there?
Was, yeah. Because I left the fire department before all of that went down.
Okay.
But the 3rd police precinct that they burnt down.
Yeah.
Before I became a firefighter, I actually worked for the city in a sort of customer service role aspect. And our offices were on the top of that 3rd precinct.
That's crazy.
And I used to go to that Target that they were plundering.
Yes.
To get a Starbucks on my break.
Yes.
And I just going back to it, I was like, man, I still got so many friends in Minneapolis, but also a lot have taken off because it's just changed, you know.
It's changed. We'll just keep it at that. So I was listening to some of the lyrics in your songs. Are you Catholic or are you Christian? I mean, you got a heavy,
I'm not, no.
you got a heavy flow of all that stuff. Like I am, so I do. What was it? Hang on the cross, hang me on this cross. I won't leave until I've had you. And then you've got Devil's Daughter. You've got Walking on Water. Like you've got tons of references. So where does that all come from?
Yeah. So in that song specifically, Devil's Daughter. So I did grow up rather religious.
Okay.
I wouldn't. I'm not now. I feel like I transcended that religion.
Yeah.
But I would love. There's so much beauty in religion with the symbology and typology and a lot of that kind of stuff.
I love it.
So, as a writer. It's this sort of when you take and you can turn some of those concepts on their head. But that song Devil's Daughter, it's what a woman does to a man, and then you can use, and it's a little bit dark, but you can use the symbology. It's like as if I'm the one being crucified.
Sure.
But
I like it.
But I want it. Like.
Oh yeah, you won't leave until you do. The deed is done.
Exactly. Yeah.
A lot of ballads. You definitely love that. Do you write things other than ballads, or do you just always find yourself writing those? Nothing wrong with that. That's great. Like that's a good gig to have. Ballads and up tempos are different.
Yeah, I think they've always come naturally, and it's one way in which I've just processed life and emotions, right? But I do have a lot of up tempo stuff, and I'm in this season of life where I'm like, I'm just kind of tired of singing sad songs, and so some of my newer stuff is a bit more up-tempo, more imagine if like AC/DC and early Maroon 5 and Justin Timberlake made like a Music Baby. It would be somewhere in that mix.
That's nice that you can be adult enough to like give people it's kind of, everybody's like, oh, you've heard nothing like me before. Okay, whatever. So when you actually give some people, it's like, that's really cool. You're very good at delivering, like you're very eloquently spoken. you're telling people, this is what I do for a living. This is how you can find me. This is my Venmo was up on, just like, you've been doing this for a long time. Is this your full time right now? Or do you do some other things too to pay the bills? Or it sounds like you do this like full time. What do you do? Perform?
I love that question.
Well, you know what I mean? Everybody's kind of got to
Yeah.
know, like I do several different things that are all artistic and they all fit under one umbrella, but you're really good at what you do. So you should be doing it like full time. And you are in Nashville, but it's like we talked about off camera. It's a tough haul.
Yeah, I do it full time. And
That's awesome.
part of how I tick is if I'm in, I'm all in. Otherwise,
Yep.
I'm not doing it.
Yep.
And I think when you go all in and you don't have a plan B and you burn the ships, you give inherently or intrinsically your mind bigger problems to solve, and it solves them.
Okay.
But when I was moved to Nashville, I looked at like, why do 99% of artists fail? Right?
Why do they?
Well, I said if 99% of artists fail, I want to learn what they do so I don't do what they do.
Okay.
Because apparently it's not working.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of time, and people have to figure out their own stuff. But a lot of folks, come into town, they work a full-time job, all kind of stuff. But what happens, in my opinion, is I feel like the hunger, the having put yourself in a corner to have to fight, to have to survive, they diminish that. And so over time, they just say, it gets comfortable. They, have nice apartments. They're whatever. Maybe mom and dad are floating stuff, maybe not, but they're going out to nice clubs, whatever that. But they're not focused. They're not hungry.
No, I get
And then
that.
they just give up after time. They're like, I guess the music's not for me. And I'm like, you fucking kidding me?
Try
Like,
hard enough.
yeah. Like, no, be all in. Like, burn the ships. Be all in. If this is the thing, and if it's not the thing, totally cool. But find the thing. This is what I want for everyone in the world. Like, what's the thing that you want? Like, what's the thing that you want? Find that thing and go all in on it.
What is on the horizon for Kyle Matthew? Not Matthews, Kyle Matthew.
Tease that last baby.
No S. So what's the next year look like for you?
Yeah, there's going to be some, as I hinted to, some evolution in the music, which is really, really cool. I'd love to put a band together, so I'm working on that.
Nice.
To bring everything to life more. We've got some more music coming out, and
Cool.
I'm a big fan of getting on the road, so I've put together a tour last summer. I was on the road for a couple weeks out west again, and there'll be more of that coming up. So
That is amazing. Tell everybody where we can find you, Kyle Matthew.
yeah, so if you go to, I'm on Instagram at I am Kyle Matthew.
He is.
And there'll be a link there to all my stuff. Come hang.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on live from Soundville with our special guest tonight, Kyle Matthew, here in Nashville, Tennessee. Stay golden.